Morgellons. Devastating. I live every day in a science fiction horror movie. Strange things occur around you. You emit strange energies. It makes it so you can't think and process anything. It makes it so that you feel overwhelmed, anxiety, depression, forget things all the time. I forget what I'm saying while I'm talking. Sometimes it's gotten better since I fought the infection, but yeah, it takes your hair, turns it into a fake skin layer, which has this toxic fluid underneath it that affects your central nervous system, your heart, your blood. There was a point I could feel my blood coursing through my veins like there was acid in it. My heart felt like it was just gonna stop because it hurt so much from the inside out. It felt like it was being poisoned. Your bowels have diarrhea and bloody stool. It affects your eyesight. It affects your nails. It looks like you have a fungus. Your nails lift up and have black stuff that comes from underneath them. The sores start out from underneath, and a fluid comes up to the top, and then it ruptures, and weird hairs of all sizes come out. Little ones that are microscopic that wrap themselves around the bigger ones that make up the fake skin layer. I had a picture of one of the lesions moving a ½ inch on my forehead on my YouTube channel. It was like it was a swamp being and weighted down my forehead. And the nanobots, like the light, you could see it going around in a circle and removing it. And then they look like light, a straight line of light, like a nail gun shooting it back into my skin. And then the lights go off and it reattaches to my skin. But that's what nanobots are capable of. They're capable of changing matter. They're capable of moving an atom and causing a chemical reaction. It is scary. It affects your mind, body, and everything around you. And it infects your pets, which keeps you infected, which is, I guess, the goal of targeting. Not being recognized by the CDC, you can't get help from the doctors. They try and diagnose you with delusional parasitosis. And they do that in 10 minutes without even taking a glance at your skin, hardly. I got looked at for 30 seconds. They have some doctors that know it's real because they've seen what's happened in their patients. And they've tried to relate it to Lyme disease, but I tell you, animals are attracted to it. So I imagine it's related to Lyme disease because the bugs are attracted to you. Because all animals are attracted to me, that's for sure. But the worst part is the bugs that come out of your skin. They have bugs come out of your skin, which I have a couple videos on YouTube about, because under a microscope the bugs even have spy equipment on them. I mean, it's like a cartoon bug with a surveillance disc and things that a spy would use. Very, very strange. But that's Morgellons. Typically doesn't go away, not treatable, and for some it ends with suicide. What's it like being a targeted individual? Complete hell. I'm tortured daily. I fight for my hair daily, as well as fighting to keep the infection down so that I can actually think and process things. I'm not the mother that I want to be. I'm not able to be the daughter or the sister that I want to be. I spend so much time fighting this because they replicate so quickly. I can feel them filling my head. I have no life. I hardly see anyone. I'm scared to go outside because I get reinfected. They shoot things at me, as you'll see in the next video. I have to take all my evidence with me everywhere I go, and I won't leave it in the car. So if I'm not with somebody, I won't go into a store. They've altered things on my vehicle. They come into my home when I leave. They put cameras in my bathroom, in the fan vent, and they had a mirror that is shown later that if you look it up, it broadcasts to them my image of me crying for the last year into the mirror. 2 years now almost. I have lost my career. I hate the way I look. I'm depressed. I'm finally able to think in the last couple weeks and start dealing with things I couldn't even think. They use radio frequencies to attack me, and it's like a switch. I can feel the nanobots moving, and they hurt, and my nose swells up, and the sores, spots where the sores are, swell up really big. I can't live a normal life. How can I get a job? How will I ever date or go to my daughter's school and feel confident with myself and not like a paranoid freak? They've had my own friends, well, who I thought were friends, people that came into my life and became friends that were actually setting my house up for infection when they were helping me. So I don't trust anyone anymore. There is no help. The police have looked at my evidence and they tell me to call the FBI. The FBI says, we don't handle that, and hangs up on me when they get my name and my zip code. They're supposed to, required by law, to investigate any radio frequency attacks reported by any individual, because you can't see it and because the things that they do make people look crazy. Yet they aren't investigating it. I try to find an attorney, and they've infected my phone. So they alter my searches. They shut things down when I find sites that are going to help me. They've altered my computer. They hack everything. And anytime I try to get help, they interfere. They have a clone of my phone. They've called my mother. My number appeared and she thought she was talking to me. They intercept my calls. My phone will ring for a second, or it'll show a call I never got, or it won't even ring at all, and somebody will call my daughter's phone and say they tried to call my phone. There's no way out. I live in a country where we're supposed to have freedom. I don't have any freedom. My rights are violated. My human rights, my constitutional rights. I have none. And I'm tortured with inhumane technology that is killing me. Now that I'm able to think, I'm trying to do what I can to get the help that I need, which I won't discuss because I can't risk them finding out. They may already know because, according to what I've read, the capabilities of the technologies that they have, they can read your thoughts. They can mind control you. I heard people outside, like my daughter's father's voice, to pick her up and look outside and there's nobody there. And that's happened numerous times with different voices. The infection was so bad at one point that I heard insect buzzing sounds coming from the vents, and my hair was getting twisted up and moving, and it felt like bugs were pouring down my face. That was the worst 3 weeks of my life. I would never relive that again. I don't have a will to live anymore. I don't want to die, but I can't live like this. I enjoy life. I just want mine back. This needs to stop. We need to do something because there's many others, not just with Morgellons, but being targeted in many ways with this inhumane crap that is being funded by our tax dollars. So basically, all the work I've done over the years is paid to do this to me. This needs to stop. Please help.
I'm seeing them on your ovaries. I'm sorry. But you're going to need to stay calm. I know.
Yeah, kids. You can hear the machine. Fucked up machine they put up. Messed up shit. Alright. Now we're gonna check the light switch that sends off an RF signal when the faceplate's put on. And it has the dimmer switch and the control switch and the on button. And then it came out like this. So we have them sandwiched in on this glued on thing that pushes this button down there. And the faceplate goes on. And then, hey look, this board's cut all nice like factory, and that one's like not. And there's that third adding board. So let's see. There's all this. Inside of the light switch. My furniture that they infect. which can also be shown with my RF detector. Since they emit RF frequencies and have infected the whole cushion. Chair, and I had noticed that there was caulking under the table. I can't flip the table upside down real easy though. And so I looked under the chair and there was this added fabric that was added in and velcroed on. Oh look, there's some of the caulking that's on the table too. So win-win, we'll get both. So okay. So this is the thing inside the smoke alarm. It's supposed to already act in the chair when it has the lid on it. Let's see. It's in there. Put her off on it. See if that helps. Switch. What? That didn't help. Okay, let's try that more. Let's do this again. Okay, let's go again. All the homes in this whole east side of Anchorage have new roofs. The ones that don't are very few, and I have watched new roofs going up on them one by one. There are also chimneys placed on each roof. Some of them are very strange looking. Some of them are in the shape of a candy cane. They are all fake chimneys, and you can see the tar around the edges where they've been glued onto the roof. The poles that have been added have all kinds of different devices and attachments and seem extremely excessive, especially because these neighborhoods have been around for a very long time and the cables were buried a long time ago. The homes have functioned just fine and had everything that you need without the addition of these cables. So what are these cables to be used for? Who is it exactly that is putting all of these cables in? Nobody can answer that question for me specifically. As I've been recording the information for this, I've watched line poles go up on entire streets and neighborhoods in between recording the video. There are an extremely large number of cell phone looking towers now, in addition to the devices put on cell phone towers or other devices similar to those being put on top of buildings, apartment buildings, businesses, and all over. There are also the addition of long, thin red and white poles with a blinking red light on the top. Technologies like this make way for the government to be able to do several different experiments and or harassment programs on us. These programs have been proven to exist, and there are many people across the world who are targeted with programs like these. These pictures show some of the strange things that I saw while making this. There are some cables just hanging there in that house. There's chimneys on top of just a roof awning. That's a house. You can see the glue on that chimney. The glowing lights that are neon are significant somehow. I don't know how they use all this technology, but the glowing lights will be seen in about every certain block radius. So here's what they're doing with it. Being the targeted individual, I'm reinfected, as you saw in the videos on my ring posts earlier. So this video, if you watch that birdhouse in front of the house, I'm trying to highlight it by going back. You can watch everything going back into the house that was shot at me. Now, as we go forward, you will see the items coming out of the doorway on that house, back in. Here is one of the lights they use to shoot things at. That, when I was driving around, that bug hit the window. So up there, those ones are shooting things at me too. You can see the bubbly looking nanobots on the windshield that are coming down. Look into the black, dark black device on the front of the chimneys. You can see the particles going in and out as I go back and forth. You have to remember, these are nanometers in size, each one. So together, they're making up tiny droplets, is what I feel when they hit my skin. So I believe it's like the nanofluid that exists inside, under the fake skin, in between it and my skin. This one here is on that teal house. That chimney with the black front. You can see that's where what's being shot at me comes from. There, especially right there, you can watch that go in and come back out. That is one of the chimneys shooting things out. Another one, you can see where it's coming from on the pole. This one here, that one's coming from that hole in the cell dish. That one's coming from behind the house. Here, this one is coming from by the doorway. There's this white thing right there by the doorway. There, you could see that come out, in and out. There's a better view, larger view of what was coming out. This one here is next to the front door. You can watch it come out, in, back into it. Out from it. Now, these chimneys emit smoke, which makes clouds. I've watched them change the weather in my neighborhood. All my videos that I had that were really good disappeared from my phone. You see that motorhome? It's painted white and there's a little yellow stripe on the side of it. I have a picture of a bright yellow motorhome that used to be in directly on my street. Notice the clouds up in the sky as well, and my light blinking in my car. Crazy. All these new rooftops and chimneys. And that one there, look at all the chimneys on that one. That's a Habitat for Humanity house that was just built. That motorhome they're setting it up to get painted. It has the window taped. There's a lot of motorhomes that are in the neighborhood that are painted white and repainted different colors. And notice the clouds as we're coming around the corner here. Now you'll notice in these pictures ahead that the clouds all seem to come from the ground up. Now you're going to notice as I round this corner, this house here, look at the rooftop. That's how they look after they have emitted all of the smoke and made the weather change, such as you're going to see around the corner as this cloud's moved from that house. Now look at these clouds that now the houses seem to work together to do something such as this. There you can see that's coming from the neighborhood back behind the... Here, these ones all can be seen individually when I blow them up is actually contributing to the cloud above them. This one here, you can see that house directly making that cloud. This one's coming directly from that chimney, like that one there. And look, at that, all coming from the neighborhoods, all going up into the sky. The clouds are all coming from the ground up. That one there, that one's coming from behind the house there. Look at that one. This one was very strange driving up to the neighborhood. And it wasn't a foggy morning. That's not fog. These ones, you can see the smoke coming out of them. Back there. That's coming from the house behind the pipe with the chimney. More of them. That one used to be a homeless shelter, was completely redone on the outside. Mysteriously, all of a sudden, it was donated the way it had been, and all of a sudden it's redone. Look at the sky there. That one up there, you can see the smoke coming out of it. So this is one of the things that I believe they're doing with this smoke. They talk about making holograms. Look at the mountains. As you approach the mountains, they should grow. An object gets bigger as you approach it. But these mountains shrink as you get closer to them and then completely disappear. I'll show another clip of this as we get further down the road, because they reappear again as you come up to the neighborhoods that have all the wires and everything added to them. See how drastically they're shrinking? And if you look straight down the road, it's not because of the tree line that they're shrinking. They're just shrinking. With as large as they looked, as far back as we were, they shouldn't be shrinking at such a rate. Now up here, you'll notice as we start to pass the neighborhood, they seem to grow again all of a sudden. And if you use straight ahead, like I said, for reference, and not think that it's just because the trees are covering them, they are actually shrinking. It's very strange when you're actually in the vehicle and paying attention to it. I have had numerous comments from other people in Alaska, Anchorage area, that are targeted, that have noticed the same thing. Now, here as we come up to the next neighborhood, they're going to start to grow again. So all of a sudden they grow again. And here we are approaching significantly modified neighborhoods with lots and lots of towers and houses that have been modified. And here we're approaching another neighborhood, so they seem to grow. And then as we pass through that neighborhood, they seem to shrink again. And all of a sudden up here, as we hit another neighborhood and business area, you'll notice they will again grow. They're still shrinking. Oh, there they go. Grew a little bit. There they go. They grew again. And now they'll start to shrink. As we pass the homes contributing to the hologram. And we're almost to the end of the road there. Although the neighborhood extends much further back, but it looks like the mountain comes right near behind the trees that you'll see at the end of the road, whereas actually there's a lot of neighborhood behind there where it appears that mountain is. But imagine what they could do if they could put a hologram of a mountain over an entire city. Watch out, Anchorage. Pay attention. I can't be the only one who's noticed all these changes.